What's up YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, I'm gonna tell you exactly how to build a recruiting empire. So I know this video is all about the secrets to building recruiting empires, and the first secret I can give you is to literally join Recruiter Empire, our Facebook group, link in description, where we talk about building recruiting empires nonstop, 24/7. There's 12,000 recruiters in there. You definitely want to be in the group, link in description. All right, so secret number one to building a recruiting empire is that everything starts in your mind. Listen, you have to understand that absolutely 80% of this entire game is played up top, right? So if your mindset is broken and you're going to build something, okay, and you don't fix that mindset, or you don't operate from a functional, proper mindset or mind frame, don't be surprised when you leave with a broken product or broken project, whatever you were going to build, because your mindset was broken to begin with. You need to come into the right mind frame to do things that can be bigger than what you could ever imagine. If you don't have the mindset to do that, then don't do these things yet, right? Get your mind right first. People say this all the time, and I'm not going to go all Tony Robbins, I say that all the time, but this is critical to your success. If your mind is not in the right spot, if you don't truly believe in yourself and your capacity to actually build a recruiting or staffing business empire, then do not start yet, right? Get everything right up top here, then take action. All right, so secret number two about building a recruiting empire: winners do the boring stuff. Listen, winners do the boring stuff, losers do absolutely nothing. That's why they'll never build an actual empire, right? So you've got to be okay with scraping data, entering data, cleaning data, sending emails, following up with people. Like, that's the boring stuff, right? It's not exactly fun unless you make it fun, which you should, but nonetheless, winners do that stuff, right? They actually put in the time and the sweat equity to actually do the quote unquote boring things that eventually pay off. If you cannot call maybe 5, 10, 15 people in a row and conduct the same exact interview with the same questions to all of these applicants, that's considered boring, right? If you can't do that, you will never be able to place the right candidates at the right positions, meaning you'll never be able to build a recruiting empire. Listen, it's always the 80-20 rule. 80% of recruiting is boring stuff. 20% is insanely fun, right? But you have to make that other 80% fun in your mind so that you can actually make it all pay off for you. Once you're there, you're there. All right, so secret number three to building a recruiting empire is ABC. And no, it's not always be closing. It's always be challenged. You need to rise every single day with your business to a new challenge, something you've never encountered before, so that you can grow. That's how empires are built. Be around other people that constantly and consistently challenge you. That's why in Recruiter Empire, in our programs, we have private student networks where all of our students challenge each other, show their wins, show their challenges, so that everyone can level up. All ships rise with the tide. It just works that way. So be around people that challenge you. You are the totality of the 5 people you surround yourself with. But if you're digital, it's the network that you surround yourself with, right? So whomever you're interacting with consistently, make sure those people are challenging you and not keeping you at the same spot. Try to place a role that you don't think that you can fill. Try to place a high-level role like an executive position that you don't fully know that you can actually fulfill. You never will know unless you actually try it out. And eventually it will work. I can tell you that much. There's a saying out there that says, be bold and mighty forces will come to your aid. And I'm telling you, when you are bold, doors open up. I'm just speaking directly from experience here on my own personal level. Be bold. Bottom line here is, if you're never challenged, or if you don't ever enter into a space where you're challenged, you're never going to grow. Therefore, you're never going to build an empire, period. All right, so secret number 4 to building a recruiting empire: get uncomfortable. Always create a situation for yourself where you're uncomfortable in building your business. Uncomfortable is the spot where you are growing, scaling, rising, innovating. Where you're comfortable is where you're stagnant, is where you're stuck, is where you're not doing anything. It's rinse and repeat, same level, no growth scale whatsoever, no empire in sight. Comfort is for people that want to know exactly how the movie ends. I don't want to know how the movie ends. They want certainty, right? I want to create the end of the movie myself. Uncomfortable is when you're in water that's a little bit too deep for you. So you got to learn how to start treading water. You got to learn how to swim harder. You got to get more creative. You got to get more innovative. You got to get a little bit harder at what you're doing, right? You need to understand the business a bit more. That's where you need to be. Get uncomfortable. All right, so number 5, as far as how to build a recruiting empire, is to power through and not let any obstacle ever get in your way. Look, I want to preface this just by saying when you do big things like creating an empire, right? Obstacles happen. It's inevitable. You will be challenged. You will be stuck. You will be at a place where you're in too deep, but you can never let any of that hold you back. If you do, it's game over. I don't care if it's your email domain. I don't care if it's your lack of candidates or clients. I don't care if it took you 1 month or 2 months to get your first client ever. None of that should matter to you whatsoever. Up top in your mindset, you keep going. If you can get 1 client, you can get another 1,000 clients. If you can place 1 candidate, you can place another 1,000 candidates. Rinse and repeat that. Build an empire. Anyone ever hear of imposter syndrome? Yeah, everyone has it. And I'll bet you 100% of the people that have built empires, million-dollar businesses, multi-million-dollar businesses, have absolutely had tons of imposter syndrome. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right either way. So do it or don't. All right, so number 6, my 6th secret to building a recruiter empire is don't compete, just be better. Listen, way too many people in the game of business and specifically recruiting think everything is about competition. It has nothing to do with competition. You simply cannot control what you cannot control. So focus on the things you can control and go all in on those things, right? Don't give anything else any mental energy or space. Remember rule number 1 that I said? It's all up here. Focus on that, get your mind right, and make sure you're looking at everything from the right mindset. Double down on all of your strengths and all the other pieces will fall into play. I can promise you this. One of the worst things you could ever do is sit and worry about what Joe Schmo down the street is doing in the same business, right? There's a million different pizza places. They all survive. There's a million different recruiting agencies. They all survive. The ones that go out of business just suck. Be better. It's not competition that should bother you the most. What should bother you the most is holding yourself accountable at this high of a level to building the biggest, baddest recruiting empire ever. Listen guys, I hope this video was valuable to you. If it was, go ahead and please smash that like button, subscribe for more content, and make sure that you're in our Facebook group, Recruiter Empire, link in description, and I'll see you in there.